Yep,
Are you on channel?
we are live.
We are already live. That's awesome. Okay. It's not showing up on my side. Let's see. There it is. Hey. Okay, are we ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Hey, everybody. So welcome back to our channel, Unstoppable Live. And
Welcome.
yeah. So Simon, this is going to be super cool, right? Like, I'm
Of
excited.
course.
Okay, this is
I'm
our
excited.
second live episode, and here in the US, it is the Saturday before the crazy Super Bowl. So I've turned up, as I should, repping my favorite team.
Is that an NFL team, is it? Is that an official?
Oh, I mean, it's all sport, right? Like, yeah, it's all sport. So listen, I think that this is really great because what we plan to share with the listeners that'll tune in today is really fitting topic. So it just kind of was an accident, so perfect. And
Yeah, perfect.
yeah,
Perfect
what I
timing.
want to say is that I've noticed some amazing people who are making a difference. But to be honest, when you look at some of the athletes and some of the performers and some of the most healthy people around, it's like they make it look so easy. And sometimes I've wondered if they've ever had a bad day or felt like me. Um, I don't want to work out or I'm not really good at any sport. Like, I wonder if any of the listeners have felt this way. Guys, have you ever felt like maybe you weren't good enough at your sport or a little bit unmotivated to do some things that would perhaps keep you healthy? Well, in today's episode, we want to explore how each of us can have more confidence about our physical skill and our fitness. Isn't that right, Simon?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
know it's yeah, it's a big thing. I mean, me and you, we're actually training at the moment, aren't we? Anyway, um,
secret challenge, a fun challenge from across the
is
world.
it still a secret challenge? Okay.
I mean, I haven't really told anybody but one private friend. So
Right.
for me,
Okay. We'll
it's,
keep it a
but
secret challenge.
I guess we're telling it on YouTube. Like, I don't know.
No, let's leave it as a secret challenge, which may or may not be revealed.
Yes,
And
yes,
it's
exactly.
not that Monic's going to be playing in the NFL tomorrow.
And I'm definitely not performing in the Super Bowl. I don't have either of those things like tucked under my belt just yet. But you know what? Maybe I'll reveal it at the end if I'm feeling a little bit inspired.
Yeah.
Maybe save
Okay.
it. Maybe then.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So
I'm
listen,
excited.
maybe we could start with you sharing a story just so that the kids can like get an idea of what we're talking about.
Yeah, I've got a story.
Go for it.
Yeah, it's with a dear friend of mine, somebody very dear to my heart. Should I say somebody I've been coaching?
Uh-huh.
A young lad who actually decided that he wanted to just get good in the gym. He wanted to, get his beach body on. He wanted to get a six pack and just get himself looking and feeling great in the gym. So he's only 14 years old, but that's what he decided, and I supported him in that. So the story that I want to recount is something that actually still inspires me. I mean, he told me this story probably about 3 months ago, and I actually still think about it and I still use it for myself. So I'll just share it. It's a little bit inspiring. So it all happened. He was at school one day and it had been raining. And he didn't know at the time, but he just sat down like on a chair or a bench or wherever it was, and it was just full of a puddle of water, and so he just got his pants all wet. So he was actually doing PE at the time. I don't know what you call it there, physical education. You know,
Same thing.
yeah, okay. So he was doing PE at the time, and he had his same PE kit on, and he was literally just going to get on the bus after, go down to the center and just, go to his gym after school. But suddenly he finds himself just in these wet, horrible clothes, and just imagine what was going through his head at that time. So, yeah, you were talking about, people, sports heroes at the top of their game, NFL stars, and how do they feel? Do you think they have bad days? Do you think I mean, just imagine turning up, or deciding to go to practice, but suddenly all your kit is just wet through. It would just be so easy just to, your brain at that time is probably filling in all sorts of stories. Oh God, I can't go. This is going to be so embarrassing. People are going to think I've wet my pants. I'm going down to the gym. I'm going to like wet all the equipment. I'm just going to look like such a fool, etc., 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 etc. That's what your brain does.
Like
It just
on and
fills
on and
you,
on.
yeah, just on and on. Just starts filling you with excuses about not to do stuff. And guess what? My friend just went to the gym anyway. So he just went down and did his workout and went home. Nothing happened, nobody died. I don't, maybe people saw him. He didn't, I'm not too sure if he really cared that much. But yeah, I just found it very inspiring because he could literally there's two bosses. There's one that goes to the center where he goes to the gym, and the other boss is the one that goes home. He could have literally just got on the other bus, just gone home, and he's going like 4 or 5 times a week. It's like, well, I'll go tomorrow. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, so that's my story, and I can honestly say, in it it not only inspires me just with regards to going to the gym and working out and doing physical activity, but in anything that I'm doing. I'm not saying every single time I do anything and a challenge comes up, I think about it. It just in this 3 months, I mean, the last time I thought about it was probably about 2 or 3 days ago. When something comes up, I just kind of like think about that, and it inspires me just to yeah, not get into listening to my brain and all its excuses and just doing it anyway.
Simon, I love that. I think that's such a powerful, even though it's simple story. My favorite part is when you said with his messy clothes, like, oh my gosh, I'm totally imagining a soil that looks like he peed himself. Okay.
Yeah,
And
big
he
time.
just goes anywhere, but you said nobody died. Like
Hmm?
literally after it was over, it was just done,
Yeah.
which is amazing. So, hey guys, this is what I'm wondering. Like, what do you think about this? Maybe you have something that's been happening to you recently. I want you to get in mind a challenge you have right now, perhaps with your health or with your fitness. Let me give you some examples. Maybe like getting a good night's sleep so you can stay alert at school, or playing on a sports team and staying positive when you miss a shot. What specific challenges come to mind for you right now? Seriously, think about something. Okay, now that you've got that in mind, let's kind of work through how you could work through it. So, Simon, would you be willing to try thinking through a challenge with me while they try it too?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, great. So, let's get to it. Let's imagine you have just joined a football club and you
Okay.
need to
Hang on. When you say football, you mean like America? You don't mean soccer.
oh, yeah. No, we
We
won't make it
we
that hard for
we
you.
call it a different thing, right?
Yeah, let's let you
American
not
football.
join American football because that
Yeah.
probably you would die. Let's do
No,
let's do something more
I
familiar.
played rugby.
Okay,
And
so
that's
then,
the real
okay.
American football.
So now we know that fact. Like, let's just go with the American football because I
Let's
think you
go
could
with the
totally
American
do it and
football.
it's
I'm
going to
down
make
with it.
sense because so what happens is you agree that you're going to practice, right? Because like American football, it's a little bit of a stretch. It's kind of like rugby, but a
Yeah.
little bit different.
Physical
Okay.
game.
Yeah. So you've agreed to practice on your own while you're at home. Now it's Saturday and your friends have invited you to go out to see a movie. What's the
Wow.
first thought that comes to your mind?
Movie!
Come on, you agreed to practice. Seriously, what's the first thought that comes to your mind?
uh, yeah, the first thought that would come to mind would be, well, yeah, maybe I don't need to practice today. Is it really going to make that much difference?
What's one?
If I go along to the movie today, it's not like I'm, suddenly going to lose all my abilities or not be able to turn up for the for the team on the field. Yeah, so maybe I'll just skip practice today and just go to the movie with my friends.
Okay, I got you. That's great. And I can see that. I could totally see that. So let's imagine that you, instead of going to practice with yourself, you've gone to see the movie and you kind of didn't have a great week because you just, you didn't get many other practices in. So when you
Mm.
showed up at club later that week, you weren't prepared and your coach pulled you aside to tell you how much he believed you could be a great player if you practiced consistently. What would you say to the coach?
Yeah, wow. Yeah, so yeah, maybe I haven't been. I'm going to be truthful with him because what else would I do?
Yeah.
I'll say, well, maybe I haven't been practicing as much as I should have done. I've been putting other other commitments and other things first. Looking at my social life and hanging out with my friends over doing practice and yeah, I've skipped a few because maybe I felt a bit lazy and couldn't be bothered. Yeah, but yeah, thanks for pulling me up on that. I didn't really notice that it was playing playing too much of a part in taking my game down but now you've pointed it out. Maybe it's time I just started to knuckle down and practice a bit more.
I think that's awesome. So after you have that talk with the coach, what do you think you would probably do for the rest of that week?
I I, I think I'd be more motivated to practice. Um, yeah, let's see when things got in the way, you know, I'd
Okay, let me give you a
I'd,
let me
I'd maybe
interject.
start practicing a bit more. Yeah,
You
yeah.
practice some more, but what happens on Saturday when this other new movie comes out and your friends are like, okay, just one more time, guy, like seriously, join us. You can't miss this premiere. We don't want to see it without you. What are you going to do?
Wow, brand new movie.
Brand new
My
movie.
friends.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's that's a tough one. So I kind of told the coach I'm going to be practicing a bit more. I kind of told myself that I was going to be practicing today, and the movie's come up. Well, maybe I'll just go along to the movie, and maybe I can, do some practice after if I have time, kind of thing. Then I can do both, maybe.
Okay, so you're feeling like you're going to try to do both.
Hmm.
Let's imagine that you go on like this for weeks, but your coach continues to point out how your skill is improving because you've done some more practice.
Right.
Then one night while you're sleeping, you have a vivid dream. You imagine yourself winning the championship match and scoring the winning point at the end of the season. And your team lifts you up and bounces you around to celebrate. I think that's like
Wow.
a player's dream. You
What a
feel this
dream.
excitement when you wake up the next morning, okay?
Yeah.
Like all over you. So, how do you respond the next time your friends ask you to join another movie or activity during your practice time.
Yeah, wow. So I kind of feel a whole new level of commitment, really, to my football. So I'd say that I'll probably start coming first. And I mean, I'm sure there'll be different showings in the cinema. Like maybe we can move that around, and but I want to stay committed to my practice because yeah, I'm the dude. I've got the winning goal. I'm just like,
Wow.
yeah, I'm a bit more zoned in now. Yeah.
You closed your eyes there for a second, like you could see it. You said,
I was actually imagining him like holding me up on the
I
shoulders.
mean, that's a killer moment though, right? I love that. So
Yeah.
let's think about this. After at first you knew the action you should take
Yeah.
to improve, but you didn't stay consistent with your commitment.
Yeah. The
Then when your
brain.
coach encouraged you, you were able to spend more time practicing, even though you didn't practice every day. Your consistency and your results started to improve.
Yeah.
Would you share what happened in the end when you were able to be 100% committed and find a way to rearrange the activity with your friends and ultimately reach your goal?
Yeah. Yeah, well, it just had a whole new level of commitment. Once I was kind of emotionally invested, once I started actually imagining and visioning what was going on and could feel that, it was like a kind of like magnetizing kind of driving force, which just kind of pulled me along.
That's so powerful.
Mm.
A little bit harder to shake, I guess.
Even just talking about it, I can feel my body reacting energetically in a different way. Like when
So
you said when I when I actually started closing my eyes, I was actually like imagining being lifted up, and I was actually getting a bit excited.
so that imagining or getting a picture in your mind of what that big moment was going to be like, and then you said talking about, man, it's going to be so great when, like, that would actually help you stay motivated when perhaps you aren't.
Right, sharing your story, sharing your vision, sharing your dream.
I love that
Mm.
so, so much.
Yeah,
So
when we
I
actually
know.
start, when we
Go
actually
ahead.
put it into words, yeah, it takes on a whole new dimension. Because before it was just a kind of dream in my head. But then once you actually start talking about it, then yeah, it starts generating like a whole new level of emotions. And perhaps, my friends might start helping me out and they might start keeping me accountable to if they're good friends, then they'll be watching my back and they'll be wanting to help and support me in fulfilling my dream.
Yeah. And I know they'll be so proud when they watch that winning game, right?
Yeah, big time.
Or at least if I were the friend in the stands, I'd be like totally flexing. Yeah, that's my bud. Practice, look at me. I'm doing my best football shoulders right now. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think about, perhaps, do you have an idea of a way that we could invite our audience to try this out or share with us about it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think I think we should invite people to start using the inspiration station.
Inspiration station. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Felt like a light bulb was supposed to like come on above my head then. Yeah, in the inspiration station, I think we need to start a thread and perhaps this week, what we could ask is that we can just start kind of like noticing it maybe in our friends and in other people. So in the way that, my friends would have just been, looking at me and helping and supporting me. Maybe our listeners can actually see evidence of this occurring, in their friends and in other people. Maybe their mum and dad. Maybe something goes on and they see something else, come up, and a challenge come up, and somebody not digging into that resistance of just kind of changing their plans or doing something else, but actually keeping to their word, and doing what they were going to say they were going to be doing, even though something came up that got in the way. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to actually see it in other people, and once we see that, it might start inspiring us a bit. But yeah, I think we should just kind of like this week just look out for evidence around you that people are doing that people are actually, pushing through, and not being sideswiped by challenges that come along.
Hmm. I love
What
that.
do you
And I
think?
love your suggestion about putting it on the inspiration station. So, everyone, I want to challenge you to take Simon up on this suggestion.
Yes.
Where do you see an example of what we've just talked about today? Share it with us. And to help you out so that you can find your location, there's going to be a cheesy picture of me in this new word I learned today that for the UK in this kit, okay, to help you with where to go ahead and post your response. And the cool thing about the inspiration station is you can upload a video, or you can upload, some text, or even a picture if you want to like just scribble something on paper or draw something, like whatever
Draw
way
something, make a picture, yeah.
you can put it up there. And we'll be so excited to see it.
Big
Okay,
time.
so to wrap this up, let me ask you, what did you think about Simon's stories today? Okay, that messy thing at the gym, like, oh my gosh, that's happened. And I'm pretty sure I went back home. Like, I'm pretty sure I did. So I love that amazing example. And then
Yeah.
this story with the visualization of winning that game so that you could stay motivated with your practice. I wonder what you guys think about that. You could tell us that too.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I hope it's inspired other people in the same way that it's inspired me, because yeah, that story means a little something to me, and it's definitely helped me and pulled me through various challenges which I've had at work, and with my leisure time, and fitness and gym as well.
Absolutely. So I look forward to seeing everybody's responses
Me too.
to this week's challenge, because guess what? You guys are bold
You're brave.
and you're unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
We're so excited to see you. We'll catch you next Saturday.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego. Hasta la vista.